Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Sunday, April 19th, 2015, around 3:54 p.m. in Belleville, Massachusetts. Another nice and sunny day. Highs in the mid-60s. Some news to report. The New York Islanders beat the Washington Capitals today by a score of 2-1 in overtime. The Islanders up 2-1 in the series, and also sad news to report in the world of Hollywood. Actor Ben Powers, who was in Good Times, passed away at the age of 64. That's about it on the news. My next subject is about one of the most iconic restaurants in the New England area. It's Legal Seafoods. Legal Seafoods is an upscale restaurant, and it specializes in seafood. There is over 30 locations of Legal Seafood around. The bulk of it's in Massachusetts, but there's some in Rhode Island, Virginia, Georgia, and Philadelphia area. Legal Seafoods actually started years ago in 1904 as Legal Cash Markets, which was a supermarket founded by Harry Blockovitz in Emmons Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It was a regular grocery store and stuff for over 40 years. Then eventually his son, George Blockovitz, took it over, and it competed very well. But by the 40s, other supermarket chains like Stop and Shop and Star Market and others were hurting the Legal Cash Market business. And so George decided to go into the food business, and he had a fish market which was adjacent to his supermarket that was open in 1950, which they called Legal Seafood Market, and it sold fresh fish and fish and chips, and it was usually to go and stuff, and it was very successful. Eventually George closed down the Legal Cash Market, but the fish market was so popular that George decided that he was going to make a restaurant out of it. Then in 1968, the first Legal Seafood restaurant opened in an expanded area in Emmons Square in Cambridge. And it got real popular, and it started to serve lobster, clam chowder, all kinds of seafood and stuff, plus salads and desserts. It got real popular in Emmons Square, and by the mid-70s expanded to Chestnut Hill in Newton, Massachusetts. The original Legal Seafood in Emmons Square in Cambridge caught on fire and was, destroyed in 1980. But by then, Legal Seafood was expanding, in Boston. They put a lot of them in downtown Boston, and they, like, the Park Plaza Hotel was their flagship store. Plus they have others on the waterfront in Boston, and they have a couple of others that they expanded into Cambridge and stuff. And the clam chowder became popular, very, very popular. In fact, it was served at the President Ronald Reagan's inauguration ball in 1981. Then Legal Seafood started to win a lot of awards for best seafood restaurant and stuff. Eventually, Roger Berkowitz became the CEO of Legal Seafoods, and it continued to be featured in a lot of magazines and stuff, on television and stuff, of being one of the best seafood restaurants around and stuff. And by the 1990s, it expanded into many malls in Massachusetts, including the Burlington Mall, North Shore Mall, and a few other malls. And they went into some airports. They opened up a Legal Seafood in Logan Airport in 1994, and then in the mid-90s, they opened up in Philadelphia Airport, and Legal Seafood continued to grow and grow. Now it's basically over in 30 locations and stuff, and it's kind of an expensive restaurant to eat. It's probably about, on average, a meal is about like $17-18 or so. Plus they sell legal seafood like clam chowder and a few other stuff like fish and chips and mussels frozen at your local grocery store and stuff and like that. But most of it's like sodium laden, so that's the taste of it. But it's gonna have a lot of sodium in it for your daily calorie from. Yes. If you go into Legal Seafood, they offer you bread and water at first, and then you could order your meal and stuff. I've been to Legal Seafoods many times. It's a good restaurant. I usually sometimes get the crab cakes sandwich, or a couple of times I got fish and chips, and a few other times and stuff like that. There, I ate in many Legal Seafood, including the one in Boston, on the waterfront on Lawn Wharf. I've also eaten at the one at the Copley Place, the Prudential Center, which now is closed, the one on Seaport World Trade, near the Seaport World Trade Center, and I've eaten at a few others and stuff like that, and it's a good meal. I've actually got gift cards from there for gifts for birthdays and Christmas, which is pretty good. A couple of times I've had dessert there. I had one time bonbons, which is pretty good and stuff like that. And Legal Seafood is probably maybe the best seafood chain in Massachusetts. That's why you don't see a Long John Silver's or a Red Lobster in Massachusetts, because it would not be able to compete with Legal Seafood, in my humble opinion. Legal Seafood's an icon in the restaurant business in Massachusetts, and as Roger Berkowitz would say, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. So that's about it on Legal Seafood, and we'll be back. I'll be back later for the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about my personality profile about the Hockey Hall of Famer Lanny McDonald, the captain who led the Calgary Flames to the Stanley Cup Championship in 1989. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.